1.6 billion people that live in China and put a statue of me, 2 statues, a museum. For me, I'm like, nah, you lying. You on that Vaseline.
No Vaseline. Yo, welcome back to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'm Carmelo Anthony here with my co-host.
That's right. It's your boy, the Kid Mero, the Human Durag. This is a Wave Sports and Entertainment original presented by Prize Picks, and we got a special guest in the building.
But I'm going to introduce him today.
Get him.
Let me get him. Let me get him.
Who normally do it?
He normally do the intro.
He normally do so he's stepping out right away.
Yeah, I'm stepping out.
He's stepping out right away.
Yo, listen out. We got 2-time NBA All-Star. 2-time All-NBA member.
You heard?
3-time CBA champion. 3-time CBA champion. 3-time CBA Finals MVP. And Brooklyn's own Stephon Marbury is in the building. Woo. So listen, peace, man. They've been waiting for us to sit down and chop it up. I loved it. I love what I saw the other day. I can't lie. You being back in the Garden.
Yeah.
But I love the reception that you got. You understand? Like for you to feel that love and for you to step back into the Garden like that, how did that make you feel the other night?
I was touched. I was moved into a different space in my life. I needed that. My mom always says, people always joke about how we always talk about what my mom always say. We always reference her, and she always says, some things in life, Stephon, you want, but there's some things in life you need, and I needed that. Because a lot had went on. And me being a New York kid, growing up as a New York basketball player, using New York, the Garden, as my stomping ground. Literally, my court name is called the Garden in Coney Island. People travel to play at this court called the Garden. So to be able to step back into the Garden, it gave me the chance to be able to grow again. Because that's what the Garden is. People come from all over the world. And you get the opportunity to see things that you've never seen before. And growing up in that place, going to that place, playing in my high school championship, winning there, to be able to be recognized the way how I was recognized, it was special only for us. People from New York, people who watched the ups, the downs. All of that was part of my learning curve, my time to manifest and grow as a human being who lives and makes mistakes and go through things to grow through things. And for me to be able to allow kids to see that, it shows, for me going back into the Garden, that I was able to move forward and they were able to move forward and we were able to move forward at the same time.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so it was special.
Did it feel like a full circle moment, like being at peace? You know what I mean? And finding peace. Was that the feeling that you got?
Yes, for sure. For me, it took me 14 years to build up that peace because, I was basically like the son of New York. Like the real son of New York, like authentic from the
Coney
water
Island.
from Coney Island.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a real root thing. And I had to reflect, on the things that happened. I was talking to my sister. She said, Stephon, when you reflect, you could just say you reflect on things that you said that you thought of them things, but you shouldn't have said it. And I said, well, I don't really feel that way because what I said, it was a message that needed to be heard from other people. Those people needed to hear that. But I could have worded it differently so that when people felt it could have felt differently. But being able to be from Coney Island, to be from New York, and to have this full circle moment to be back in the Garden, to sit there where it was like punishment, when, I've gotten in the best shape of my career. I was running mountains in California. I was in tip-top shape, sprinting up the Runyon Canyon. People looking like, yo, you see this kid? Like, he went from this to that, and people watching this transformation. It wasn't IG like that then, but that was my work. That was my passion. I was putting forth that to come back to my city to put on. And then I had to sit there and I had to watch.
What'd that feel like?
It was hard. Like I said, I was hurt. I was hurt that I thought that it was going to be something different. I thought I was going to be able to have this opportunity to be able to put on. But that's not how God wanted it to go. He didn't, it's what I wanted, but what he wanted was a completely different movement. He was like, no, I got something different for you. But so here I am 14 years later.
At that time, though?
Huh?
Were you fighting that at that time?
I was fighting everything. I was dealing with depression. I was dealing with wanting not to be here because of being in this shell that I've grown to love and to want to feed it this way of life of how we were brought up and how we were raised. But then going someplace else, it showed me where I was willing to go someplace else and be completely vulnerable to love and to be able to give and to share and to be able to allow people to know that I'm just coming here to play ball and just, rebuild. When I went to China, I wasn't going there with no expectations or thinking that I was going to get something. And my mom said, hey, God will give you more than your heart desires. I was like 2 statues, a museum, green card, Great Wall honorary friendship award, key to the city of Beijing, access to do things that people in their country can't do because of doing something for the capital of Beijing, and them just wanting to win 1 championship and bring them 3 in 4 years. Like, I can't express or explain that type of feeling. So the gratitude to go full circle and to come to Madison Square Garden and to receive that type of love, I look at it as it being part of the evolution and movement going global and being able to allow kids to see that you can do something someplace else and then you can come back because this is home.
You took to me now, right? Looking back, it's like, that's a very honorable thing to do. But at that time, we didn't understand what you was doing, right? It was now I could look back and say, from where I sit at, with a business mind, it's like, oh, okay. He figured it out early, way early before people was even thinking about figuring shit out from a business side of the game. That transition, for you to decide that, like, I'm going, I'm going over Italy when I'm done. Like, I'm going over to China. Like, what was that transition like? Did you have it in your mind already laid out, or you just said, fuck it, I'm going over?
I always knew global because I played with the Gauchos. So I was exposed to going to France, Hawaii, going to Lille, Brussels.
Shout out to the Gauchos, man. Yeah. Shout out to the Gauchos. PX on day. You know what I'm saying? PX, let's go, baby.
Having that exposure.
Gaucho legend.
And to be able to, tap into a space where you're able to understand other little kids living other places at a young age, because I was very sensitive towards how people view me living in Coney Island. My mom's made living in the projects like it was luxury. It was clean. We ate good food. We didn't eat everything we wanted to eat. Going to Red Lobster, that was a treat.
That's a fact. Still is.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It was a treat. You know what I'm saying? So to go someplace and experience kids living, I'm like, I thought Coney Island was bad. I get back from Argentina. I said, Ma, thank you for making me go to the Olympics, because I thought I was going to my prom. She said, no, you're not. You're going to the Olympics.
Yeah.
You're not going to no prom to go make a baby? For what? You're going to go make a baby? Now, I made a baby. She knew what it was from the beginning. She's like, but you're going to know, this right here, you going there. So I go to Argentina. I experience.
That was what year was that? Oh,
this is 90.
Oh no, you went in the 90s.
Yeah, this was in the 90s. I went when I was coached by Coach Haskins. Going on that trip, teaching us about other kids, how they live, seeing that coming from Coney Island, because he knew you think you got it bad. Nah, you don't got it bad. Let me show you these kids that don't got no shoes, no food. They live in like different type of areas, cave style settings, but comfortable for them. Eating cheese and bread was a highlight. It was a classic. Seeing that, and I'm like, what? I'm getting fried chicken, macaroni, collard greens, and yams.
And we complaining about the project.
I'm like, this complaint is nah. When I get home, I kiss my mom, and I'm like, Mom, thank you so much. Thank you so. She said, see? You saw somebody else live a different way, huh? Gave all my socks, all my pens, all my USA clothes. They was like, take all of the kids had them wearing USA stuff. When I was leaving, they was like, thank you, Marbury. Thank you for all of the gear, all of the clothes. I was like, oh, this is crazy. I ain't do nothing. I was like, this stuff is free.
Right.
This is free. You walking around with USA clothes on, you from Argentina.
Yeah, but you had that was a different type of enlightenment that you had.
Yeah, I was
at an early age.
I was blessed. I come from a family of, what people don't know, because I had older brothers. My oldest brother played against Michael Jordan. He played with Dominique Wilkins at Georgia. Mm-hmm. So, my brother knew what it was to try to go to the league. With that mentality, that mind frame, when you don't make it, you just instill that into the next generation. Mm-hmm. And then the hunger from you not making it and being frustrated from not making it, but taking that and then giving it to the next brother in line, and then the next brother in line. So I come from 3 brothers who could not crack the code, but they said, we got somebody who can. Mm-hmm. When I came home from the hospital, my brothers put me inside of a crib. I was like literally a project. My brothers put me inside of a crib, and they put a basketball in my crib. So what you think as a baby, what the baby is gonna do when the ball is in the crib? It's automatic for the baby to touch the basketball and touch whatever's inside the crib. So I'm playing with the ball throughout my whole time period. My mom is carrying while my brothers are hooping. So I'm internalizing while I'm in my mom's stomach, what's happening, what's going on the earth. The ball is bouncing inside my house. So this is something that is going on inside of my home, inside the projects, 2940 West 31st Street, apartment 4G.
Them frequencies.
You know what's up?
Yeah.
So being that, we're in this space, and now I'm the one that they're saying, this is gonna be the one. My mom, she worked with this Buddhist lady. She worked with my mom for probably like over 30 years. And my mom, every time I would come up there, she worked at this place called Roberta Bright. It was a daycare center. My mom took care of children all her life. Kids now older than me come, oh, Mom, what's up? I'm like, that's not your mom, dude. That's my mom. But the love that they have, I love it. I'm joking. But when I see them, I'm like, wow, you really was a mother to so many children. You don't even realize it. Because you're the baby. She like, boy, I'm 50 years older than you. Get out of here. Like, you don't know what went on during these times. So, my mom doing that and me being able to like experience growing up like that, like I could go on forever about that, but you just get caught in it, getting enlightened in those moments from having the opportunity to share those moments. It's a lot, because you're not just exchanging energies and ideas. You're literally giving kids power and hope. It's a lot.
Yeah. When you said that about giving away the USA gear, that shit, it hit. Because every time I would go to DR in the summertime, like every year, still to this day, I go there every summer and I pack an extra suitcase of just clothes. And when I get there, all the kids that's running around, no shoes,
automatic.
Whatever, it's automatic. Yo, my kids hand me down stuff here, whoop, whoop, whoop.
It's automatic.
And it's just handing out. And bro, and the faces, I know you remember, the faces on them, they're just like, yo, like you just gave them Like, you know what I mean? An Olympic medal type, you know what I mean?
Little things.
They just appreciate things on a different level, man. And it gives you a good perspective.
It's super big. But that's where it come from. I mean, and being enlightened during that time, you know, I've had some real enlightened experiences, being able to go to different countries, having that experience, and then going for the playing in the Olympics during a specific time. You know, that's game changer. You know, when your mind is prepped and you're aware and you understand, and when you go to other countries, instead of you saying hello, you say hola, or if you go to China, you say ni hao, you know, or if you go to the Philippines and you say salame po when somebody do something. Just learning one word or two words, people can connect with that. You know what I'm saying? They can connect with it, and you learn a different way of how human beings operate. They can appreciate that. It's not going somebody like, yo, you should know this. No, you shouldn't. Like, you go to another place, like, you should know this. You don't see what I want? Like,
come on,
you know, like,
you don't know what a big man
why is it not, why you don't got English?
Why you don't got English? It's crazy.
That's crazy. It's like,
that makes sense, though. That makes sense.
But it goes so fast, you don't even realize it, because that's why I said, when you grow up a certain way, but when you get into another space in another area of your life where you're not on that same vibration and people don't move like that, it changes. It's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? And the difference is that people just don't think that way. And it's okay that people don't think that way. Like, you still should be okay with people not thinking and feeling the way how you feel.
That's a fact.
Only.
But so I'm saying it makes sense, because it makes sense to me now, because in 2004, when we was on that Olympic team, right, he was talking this to us back of the bus every day. And we like, yo, Steph, what the fuck, man? What? Yo, all right, man, all right. And he like, no, like barking on us, like, yo,
y'all gotta understand.
Y'all gotta fucking listen. And we like, yo, man, look.
Nobody want to hear it.
It's a teachable moment right now.
Yeah, and we used to sit in the back of the bus, and I used to sit in the back window. Seats. The back window. He used to sit right next to me, barking the whole time. So now it makes sense of the shit that you were saying, not the shit, but what you were speaking at that point in time, based off of what you just saying. But Gaskin's giving you that opportunity to travel to Argentina, seeing and being enlightened and understanding different worlds and different environments, different walks of life, coming back, understanding how privileged we really are, even living in the projects, after seeing what you have seen. So in 2004, you already 10 years in on the literature and thinking and enlightenment. So by the time you get to us, we 18, 19.
Youngins.
I try to sit and talk to an 18, 19-year-old about that today. They'll be like, yo, man, hey, man, get the fuck out of here.
Remember the week dap?
Right. They'll give me the week dap. You know what I'm saying? All right, man, I got you. But that's fucking me up right now, because now I can understand what he was actually saying. So it actually helps me going back and shuffling and shifting and understanding more of that age group and how to connect with them, and not just preaching to them and not just giving them information and not making them understand it or have a comprehension about it. And this is what he was doing. So I'm over here bugging out, because it took me right back to the bus rides with me, Braun, D-Wade. We back there like, yo, man, what fucking Steph talking about, man? Damn, what this nigga talking about? Now we hear you. We hear you, Steph. He going.
Nah, but you don't understand. Right.
But you don't understand.
You gotta know this.
Y'all gotta understand your power.
Gotta know this. Once you know your strength on earth, it's like you know your superpower, right? As a human being. The law of attraction of people when they see other people, because they're capable of doing something that they can't do. If they could do what it is that they do, then it wouldn't be the same. It would basically be, oh, I got the swag too. But because you got the money, you got the game, you got all of that, that puts you in the category. No, it doesn't. Just because you got money, because you got clothes, that don't make you fly. It don't make you dope and it don't make you fly. You could just be a shell with a lot of money, with a lot of hype, but you have no spirit.
Right.
You have no flyness or coolness about you when you really speak and talk. It's not authentic and real when you're talking to people who are in the room who really know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That happens. Just because you got all of the praise and accolades, that don't give you that armor. It don't give you that shield.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And those people usually, you know, they don't want to associate. These guys had all of they got all of that, which is why him, LeBron, and Wade, why they do so well. Not because of what I said, not because they listened to what I said. I was just another voice. I just was a voice in the back that I was doing my job from where God got me pointed to do, is telling them what I've seen so they could be better. You got what I'm saying? So for me to see what they've done and the things that they've accomplished and what they will continue to accomplish is what we supposed to do. My delivery and deliverance is different from everybody else's deliverance and how they say what it is that they're gonna say. I go a different path on saying it. So when you hear it, if something happens, you're gonna think like, yeah, I remember Steph said that to me before. You don't gotta tell everybody. It's not for everybody. It's for me and you. It's for us. Right. If it helped and it helped propel and move the post further towards scoring a field goal or a touchdown, I did my job.
Going off of that, man, it's like we got something that we call a 7 p.m. moment. You know what I mean? 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, so we got a 7 p.m. moment. It's a moment in your career, in your life where, you know, you focused, you locked in, you say, yes, listen, this is a goal I'm trying to achieve. And right now, this moment is the catalyst to that. You know what I mean? This is how I'm gonna get there. What was it for you? Was it Argentina and the Gauchos? Was it Lincoln? Was it GT? Was it, you know what I mean? Was it
only thing that pushed me to that space was getting my mother out of the projects. It's nothing else. From, when you got roaches and you got mice, and it's not because of how you live, it's right. because of how other people live, right. You know it's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I gotta remove myself from this situation, and no one is gonna do that for me. So I don't wanna live in this situation. I don't wanna clean up mice because my brothers are not there and I'm the only one in the house. And they know I'm the last person that wanna do that. But my mom was like, it ain't gonna start stinking stuff on it. If it starts stinking, we're not gonna do that.
Them shit start being there for 3 days.
We're not gonna do that. You got to get that up and you got to go put that in the incinerator,
shit
baby.
Start dying slow.
I'm sorry. We're not gonna do that.
It's still squeaking, bro.
We are not gonna do that. No. We're gonna get this, we're gonna remove this little dude. Yeah. He got to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, you gotta move the washing machine. Then after you do that, then you gotta wash behind it. You gotta bleach it. Then you end up cleaning the whole area. Like
then
you gotta get that too.
2, 3 more in there.
I'm like, it's a whole situation. So, I use that as fuel. Those are my turning 7 o'clock moments when I was running up the pissy staircases and running on the beach. It's a reason why I did what I did for my community and giving back. I didn't give back because that's what I'm supposed to do. I gave back because that's what I felt like I wanted somebody else to do. Not because I'm supposed to do. Right. It's a lot of things we're supposed to do.
Right.
But what we're going to do and what we're supposed to do are different things. And, for me to be able to have the experiences that I've had growing up playing basketball, I take every moment from where I come from, which is Coney Island, like how I grew up, how I was raised. And with that type of fuel, it can power you up across the globe, 7,000 miles away, where you can create other things because that mind frame and that disposition that pushed you to, at that 7 o'clock moment, 7 o'clock, you know, what you listen to, what you doing, is a game or something going on. So, you know, you prepping, getting ready for a Knicks game, college, Q's, somebody gonna be on. I wish we got to talk about that with Bayham for sure. I got a bone to pick with him. That's always.
No. We won't get to that. We will let you finish your 7 p.m. moment.
Yeah, that was on there. That was on the script.
You know, that's the motivation. Like the hood.
Right.
Like removing yourself, going into a different space. I use that. Those are my 7 o'clock moments. And you know, where I sit right now, I sit free. You know, I play ball in America, I play ball in China, and now I get to come back home and I build my relationship with America by rebuilding my relationship with New York. Because with America, you know, New York is New York.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We shook hands. It worked out. I was like, oh, if they lose, as Stephon Marbury comes to the Garden and the first game back, and the Knicks take a L. Here I am on the back page saying they gonna catch me some like this. Once I could have just been chilling. You know what I'm saying? I could have just been chilling.
You blinking,
we take an L. Here I am. I'm on the back page. I'm like, it's done.
Stop sleeping the game.
Like, done. So Jalen's on the court, right? I said, at this point, I'm looking at him like, you gotta get hot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm screaming out to him. I'm like, yo, you gotta get hot. You gotta get hot. Boom, he go, bow, bow. He score. I said, all right, now stay hot. So don't stop. The niggas won by 20. I was like, oh, you down by 20?
Yeah.
I got up. I was like, let's go.
Now that's the picture, though. That's the picture. That's the picture after they won, though.
That's right.
Yo,
before they'd have lost.
Come on, man.
It'd have been sad.
Yeah,
But it's NY. Look, I could deal with it. When you grow up in this, you know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
So you take it what it is. And it's like, I was like, let me give my all so everybody can see me giving my all. You see, I'm in the game. I'm in the game. Let's keep it all the way. I am locked in. I am with them 100%. You can see it. Everybody can see this. This is not fake.
Spike.
No, that Spike is there. I'm there for real. I'm in a real moment. Spike is good. I'm in a real hot seat right now. We down by 20. I'm like, hold up.
You the reason Spike there.
Look, check it. This dude goes, Kurt, he like, man, every time I come, we lose. I'm like, oh my God. Why did you just tell me that? I'm like in a space like, oh, this is all good, it's calm, it's everything. But then it gets to the point where I'm like, hold up. We can't lose. I was like, we lose. I'm on the back.
Yeah, it's over.
It's a chance.
Back in the post.
It's a chance. I'm like, it's a chance. It's a chance that I might have to romance with this for a second. I don't want to do no dates with this. I don't want to dance with this at all. I'm good.
So, yo, man, talking about like, you know what I mean, New York, and you said it. It's the reason why it's a cliche. Like, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Because it's tough coming up in New York. And you are New York to the core. Like,
They the sun.
yeah. It's like Coney Island, Gauchos, Lincoln. You know what I'm saying?
They the
like,
son of New York.
For real. The son of New York. And at the time you was coming up, it was a lot of guys, though. It was Felipe. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of guys. But you was always like a head above. You know what I mean? As far as like everybody in the city was concerned. Like everybody was like, Steph is that dude. Like he the next one.
I think, you know, for me growing up in New York, because Philippe, Kareem Reed, Rayford, you know, Ali Mo, all of the dudes that who, you know, playing, it's a lot. I can say a lot. Malloy Naismith, there's a lot of guys that I can mention. You know, my brothers, you know, 530, you know, Bassie, everybody who. We literally like become like a spirit for point guards in New York. Like we literally take on each other's spirit from the ancient time of basketball all the way up to the new time in basketball. Like you can literally see it. So for me, the guys that passed Boo Harvey's, Mark Jackson's, Dave Edwards.
Rod
I
Strickland.
embodied those guys. Like I was the little dude that was sitting back watching these dudes.
Rest in
like
peace, Dave.
Edwards,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Like I was like the dude that's sitting back waiting just to get on the court with them where they used to run at and run in the areas where they used to run at. Like, oh yeah, I'm about to do the Dave Edwards. Or I'm about to do KA. You know what I'm saying? I was that kid. Like I want to be just like all of these dudes because of my brother Juju. So my brother went to All-American camp with these dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already seeing this. And then my high school coach, he's like, you know, he's one of the basketball gurus with Tom Kachowski.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know the education background of basketball about me and what I know and what I've done. But because it was like a little secret weapon for me, like growing up. You know, because I had older brothers that played with Dominique Wilkins, played against Jordan. My brother was the 17th leading scorer at Texas A&M.
Absolutely.
Don Marbury.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So he was putting in that work during the time when that work, no three-point line. You know what I'm saying? He was putting in that work. You get anything 22, 23 in college,
Don
nigga.
was getting it.
He was getting it.
was
You know
in
what
the
I'm saying?
blood.
So for me, having this, you know, opportunity to have all of these spirits, when I came up, I was just basically the embodiment of the point guard that people globally said that the New York City guard didn't have. I could shoot from half court. I could jump. I could dunk on 7-footers. I could play defense. I could pass. You know what I'm saying? Like this is in high school. I could do all of the things that a complete point guard is supposed to do. Right, actually playing a point guard position, people wanted me to score more because I would open up so much for the younger kids on the court that the game would be so spread that it was so easy for me to score. But when everybody was scoring and we was making the game fun and I'm scoring, the games used to be dope on the playground. So if you can make the game dope on the playground from a little kid and make people come out and watch you play, you know, that's different.
Yeah, but that's why, not to cut you off. Not to cut you off.
You're not.
But
You're
this
good.
is why people that know, like the true rich history of New York basketball, the people that know, that family, the Marbury family, they sit on the throne when it comes to the house that built. You get what I'm saying? All of this, but like, it was very, from the outside looking in, very strategic, right? To be like mom and pop and like, okay, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. Ah, damn, you ain't make it. Okay, we going to the next. Okay, you ain't make it. We going to the next. It's a machine.
Exactly.
If that was today, right? If that machine was today, they'd be $1 billion family.
We are. We just don't got it right now.
I'm just saying. I'm saying, you know what I mean? In actuality, we all are. We all are rich. You get what I'm saying? But speaking from a monetary standpoint, the way that the industry is today, they would be the staple of what that is. And the blueprint on how hard you got to work to get there, right? You have to earn your right within the family. Fuck outside. Like you gotta earn your right within the family.
100%.
You can't come to the dinner table, nigga. Like you can't eat tonight. How you gonna eat? Like it's a different. It's a different
on the court.
It's a different mindset. So as you were saying that, it took me to that. I didn't want to take it to a monetary,
100%.
Position, but it just took me all the way to that because there's people that's emulating that
today.
You know, in my family, it's a hierarchy system. It's my mom, it's my dad, my mom, my oldest brother, my next to oldest brother now, Don, my oldest brother Eric, he passed away last year. Now it's Don. He's the leader of the family. And, you know, it's amazing because right now, my sisters and my brother, I'm next to the baby. So when they put their foot down, I could talk with them and go back and forth, but when they say something and that's it, you know, that's it.
It's a hierarchy.
It's just what it is. It's a system. You know, I'm fortunate that my mom is 82. My oldest brother was in his 60s before he passed, and my brother Don just turned 60. I got sisters They don't want me to say their age, but, they right there. So, for me at 47, I have the opportunity to be able to learn and grow from a space from an 82-year-old person and my mom, and then from my granddaughter who's 3. Baby. So I'm stuck in a beautiful space at 47 being a 70s baby and learning and growing in that space. You learn about a lot of different things that you have to face, decisions that you made. You gotta, because you always have somebody teaching you, and then you're teaching, and then now you have people, the kids now, they're teaching you now.
As a baby.
Yeah.
You as a baby,
right.
Absolutely.
So now the babies are teaching you, because the kids now, they don't live the way how we lived growing up. Their minds are programmed completely different when they know how to use the iPad and the computer better than the grandparents. Then you got the baby swiping and doing this. And
you're like, what's that? No. Yeah, you're like, what's that?
Telling grandma, no, grandma, don't touch that. Like, let me do it. Okay, you don't know how to do this. And then grandma taking it, and then grandma like, no, I know what I'm doing. And then the baby looking at it.
I put the wrong password in 5 times and say,
And then now the grandmother got to give back the iPad to the baby, and the baby looking at grandma and typing it in without looking. And then the baby's like, the grandmother's looking like, you know what, you too much. I'm not buying you nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is going on. And we have to respect that. We have to respect that the next generation of kids, just like I think in basketball, I think the kids play today, I think they way better than us. Their skills, I wasn't doing all of that practicing that they was doing with dribbling drills and practicing all that, which is why they get on the court and they could do the stuff like Steph Curry and Kyrie Irving.
You was running mountains and hills.
Yeah, we old school.
We was doing other type shit.
We scored different. It's different. Like, but if we added, we could do that stuff. We added and had all that. But it's their time.
Yeah.
It's their moment for them to be that fly. Like, we were fly when we were fly. Now it's their time to be fly, and we still could be fly and talk about them being fly.
Absolutely, without going left.
100%.
Like, when I listen to some of the dudes, I'm like, that was fly what he did. And if I try to do that right now, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I play basketball. I can still play, but we did things completely different. So the evolution of, what you spoke about, what you talk about, and I want to touch on about the billionaire, because, I did Starbury. I did more numbers than Michael Jordan selling shoes. I'm gonna say that again.
On that point
I did more numbers than Michael Jordan and selling shoes. And during this time, I was seeing, when you talk about enlightenment, I was having out of body experiences, because I was seeing Black parents who looked like me, who had ideal situations where they couldn't afford to buy shoes, leave spending $200 walking out with like 10 bags. Like, this is a different zone. This is a different space when you create this opportunity for a human being who's struggling on earth to feed their loved ones, their children, the people who they love, people that come from outside of them. They want to provide the best life that they could possibly provide for them. So here I come, where I try to create this opportunity for people to be able to have access, not shoes and clothes. I created access. So now I create access for human beings, not just for people that look like me, for all people. But it's nothing wrong for me to want people that look like me to be able to be happy. Just as it's the same thing for white people, for other white people, or Chinese people. Doesn't matter, we all people. You feel what I'm saying? So Absolutely. Now I create access with Starbury, and then I'm asked questions about Michael Jordan. Like, no, I don't. I'm not in agreement with selling shoes for this amount and kids get killed for them. I'm not okay with it. Once it happened one time, that's it. It has to revamp. That's my stance. That's my stance. That's my position. Whether if you like my stance and how I deliver it and say it, that's one thing. But what I'm saying is, I don't want no child, white or Black, for a parent to have to bury their child over a pair of sneakers. No, that's not how I see the earth becoming more of a positive space where we could all live and grow old to 120, 130 years. This ain't it. So, that's how I feel. And it's okay for people to disagree or, you're going against. I'm not. I really wasn't. I could have delivered it better. I could have probably spoke about it differently, but during those times, these are the things that were happening. So for me, I look at a company where if I got more numbers where I got proof that I sold more shoes than Michael Jordan, and what Michael Jordan does as far as selling shoes, I can understand why I took a hit. And I'm okay with that. That was my lesson to learn. And I don't got to speak that on camera now and go into that. Yeah. But it is what it is. And I've learned my lesson from that.
But so the numbers was talking. So again, you seeing the numbers of what you're doing and what these other brands is doing. So you feeling the way. You on your thing. You like, yeah, like fuck that. I'm up there with Michael Jordan. Like I
wasn't thinking I was up there with Michael Jordan.
I'm outselling. We're talking about just sales. Volume.
I'm just looking, I'm like, yo, I just did the same, I did more numbers than Mike. Right. That's basically what I was like.
So because he was who he was at that time.
Mike is Big Mike. I got to bow down to Big Mike.
You bugging, but not understanding, not having a comprehension of the numbers, of what he was actually saying.
No, I get it. I mean, look,
they was on stuff.
They was on my
Bruh, we seen it. Yeah. But nah, that was
you talking about smoke the room outside. We ain't gonna kill you. We about to smoke this out, nigga. We gonna smoke this all the way out.
We gonna get you out.
You gonna come out with your hands up, or you gonna stay here.
It's a full-time jacket.
It's understandable.
Get down later.
But I'm gonna keep it 100. That happened, and after that, I said,
yeah,
I'm going to go do it where they make it.
Yeah.
So, it was a level to it. It was a different space that I tapped into as far as, what I had to learn and what I had to grow through, and that whole process, it really helped me. It forced me to learn. I had to go learn about sourcing products, like going into the factory, learning what a SKU is, a SKU, learning all the different terminology, learning about shipment, logistics. And it bettered me in a place where when I had conversations and speaking about talking to different people about doing things, it was like, oh, you really know? I'm like, well, I didn't know when I started Starbury, but because I tried to go up against
the juggernaut.
You know what I'm saying? And when I did that, I was forced to, I had to I got to make a different move. But, I laugh and I joke about it now, but during that time, it was very challenging. I just watched Starbury just go like that. And I listened to a guy talk, Charlemagne. He was talking about how my shoes was garbage, and I was talking about Jordan shoes and kids getting killed for them. And I listened to him and I was like, you know what? When I look at the shoes down for $15, I wish I could have made them dope for $15 and they've been crazy dope without spending the money that they gotta be dope for $15. I wish I could do that, right? But now you can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can come back and you can do it. So when I hear people speak and talk about certain things, I'm like, wow, even those people, when they were talking what they was talking during a time period, I can learn something from it.
But they would totally understand that today.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay today. It's okay to be an entrepreneur. It's okay to start your own business.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm one of the people that help make it okay. I would love to go back into Walmart and redo the whole Knicks, like how I had the whole movement going to get those opportunities. But and I do. I'm not gonna say I don't. I want to go into the big box stores. I want to do business with all of the different brands out there for all of the different platforms with, bringing something back, which I'm working on. I want to do all of these things that I did in America. I went to China, I learned a lot, and I got the opportunity to be able to connect and bridge. I got Hong Kong ID. So I'm intersected in 3 areas on the earth where, we can really do something powerful and impactful in our communities to give back and to help and create other entrepreneurs. I went all the way down to 0 when I left to play in China. When you go from $20 million to $0, it's a big difference.
Yeah, betting on yourself.
It's not the same.
What was that mindset? I don't want to keep it too dark, but like that mindset is.
During that time, I was more so like, I would rather be free in my spirit than to be in a space where I committed myself towards doing something that I wasn't going to be happy about within myself. And I just wanted to play basketball at that time. When I went to China, I literally just wanted to hoop. I worked out crazy all summer. I was coming off of ankle surgery. I was training for real. Like, I was in damn near 18, 20 games season in the season type shape in training camp.
Yeah.
That space, right? 20
Christmas.
games,
that's Christmas.
you know what's up. So I was already in that space already, playing on the 3rd team, like running up and down the court in practice after drills and all of that. This is old school tour days back in the days.
Them tour days is different.
Those is different. Yeah. And then playing in the afternoon. So I was getting myself back. You know what I'm saying? And then I got, like I said, I got benched. And during that moment of that time, it was part of where God was like, now you got to sit down and you have to listen. And we're going to go another direction. Somebody asked me like, yo, do you think you went to China and all of that would have happened? I was like, how? I was like, how can I couldn't even say, yo, I'm going to go have this dream that they're going to throw a statue over me. Yeah. Dude's going to be like, there you go.
No,
there you go, Steph. Where's the Vaseline at? Go get the Vaseline. Go get the Vaseline.
First he go at Jordan, now he's going
to get the Vaseline. Go get it.
You wildin'
again. Go get it. Go get the Vaseline. I heard it. I was like, yo. I told him, I said, yo, you really use. I was like, you gonna use Vaseline forever? I said, great. I said, you guys are gonna help me get a Vaseline deal. You're gonna see me like this with a Vaseline ball. Everybody gonna be dying laughing. You're gonna be cracking up. Smooth for a baby butt, baby. Come on, that's what we use it for. Right?
Yo!
That's it.
Crazy.
Niggas went from Vaseline to Aquaphora.
Aquaphora?
Nah.
Are you up on game?
Nah, okay. Hell no. My son got straight Vaseline.
Yeah, old school.
That's
Petroleum.
it.
You know what I'm saying? It's petroleum jelly.
Somebody's like, oh, use Aquaphora. I was like, nah, my kids use Vaseline.
We on that Vaseline.
I'm sorry, we've been on that since
Vaseline household.
Since 30.
It's hierarchy.
Since 30. So my man was like, yo, so why did you use Vaseline? I just really want to know. So I was like, all right, you want to know? Okay, so I'm doing a live stream. My voice is crazy. I did the live stream for like 24 hours. I was the first person to do it. I was like, yo, I'm going to do a live stream for 24 hours. It was like,
Steph, not to cut you off.
Everybody thought he was bugging.
And then, I was about to say, not to cut you off. Everybody was like, yo, Steph is bugging. What is he doing?
Because of everything else that was happening.
Right. And you playing music, but then now.
It was like the nigga, like, I'm doing me. I'm doing me. I'm doing me. You doing you. I'm doing me. Right? So I'm like, so look, I'm doing that, right? But I step out of the camera.
Stuff is crazy.
And I'm looking at the computer and the numbers is going up. I'm like, it's 2 million people watching me do that?
Yo, dog, can I tell you something?
I step back in and I say, yeah, I'm doing me. What's up? What? What's good?
Yo,
niggas having a concert.
Niggas throwing water, everything.
Yo.
Throwing water. Niggas like, yo, this nigga's wild and he's going crazy.
He's going crazy. But you know what's fucking me up about this whole shit, bro? Is that's an industry now, Steph.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Kai Cenats of the
Bro,
world.
let me tell you something. When I see
He was
these,
Casanat before Casanat.
when I seen it, and I'm like, first of all, but I'm polished. I still got all that in me. It's kind of come out on my show. When I do my own show, I'm like, look. I said, look. Dude was like, yo, you was one of the first people to do the. I said, no, I'm not one of the first people. I said I was the dude that they said was crazy for doing it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not one of the first people. I'm one of the first people that they said was, oh, he's out of his mind. When I pulled out all of the different like grocery product stuff. I put it on my table. I was like, you want me to advertise this for you? Look, this is what they gonna be doing back in the days. I'm telling you.
Nigga said Steph is burnt. He on drugs. He on all type of shit. You caught all of that.
Yo, they sent my mom.
All of that.
Sent my brothers. They flew. All of them jumped on a plane. And my brother Don, 60th birthday last night. My brother Don was like, "Where you at?" He ran to my house. Where you at? He talking about my brother on coke, all these drugs. Where you at? Let me see his face. Where his face at?
Yeah.
Where you at?
I know what time it is.
I'm in the shower, right? I'm in the shower. This nigga busted the roof. I look at him. He looked at me. He said, "Nothing wrong with this nigga, man. Y'all got me all the way out here in California."
Yeah, older brothers, they try to hit that shit.
And then after that, he said, "Yeah, we doing us." Now he we doing us. I was like, oh, now I'm looking at him. I'm like,
just bugged out.
oh, we doing us now. Y'all niggas sending me messages.
Yeah, Coke.
You okay?
Yeah.
I'm like, Coke. I said, let me tell you something. I never did coke because of limb bias. I never had the desire to try it. I never thought about it. After he died, I always thought, oh, if you do that, you're going to die right away. That's how I always thought about coke. I was like, you do that growing up. So
especially as an athlete.
When people were saying that, I was like, coke. I was like, damn, why not weed or speed or syrup or something else? Why you gotta say coke?
Why can't be designed?
That's the first day. That's the first day.
I'm like, why I gotta be that? I'm like, yeah, I'm staying up and I'm doing that. I was like, but this is pure basketball energy. I'm like, I could do this all day.
Vaseline wasn't basketball energy. Yeah. They was like, yo,
what is going on?
Trust me, I get it. I know. And
what sparked it though? You was just bored? Like,
no, basically one of my friends, he worked at CBS. He was a producer, and he said, I want to put you up on something. This is a new wave of what's getting ready to come out. People are going to be doing live streaming. He was like, and you're perfect for it. Like you're perfect for it. He was like, Steph, I'm the guy that sits in the editing bay, and I'm the guy that cut, and I make your face look like that. When we're losing, I'm the one that make you look like you don't want to be there. It's just a cut. You could just be coming out and be tired. He's like, I'm the dude that produced that. You. He said, but I love you though. I've been loving you since Lincoln. And then I gave him a $30,000 contract to cut some stuff for me. That's how me and him became friends. So, when I got put on to it about the whole movement of it, I was like, this is the next wave. This is it. And I want to be a part of it in a way that I can have impact. And my impact is what I see now. When I see all of the kids doing live streaming, I laugh. I'm tickled pink behind it because at the end of the day, my mom said that. I'm tickled pink. Like tickling me so hard, I turn pink in my face. When I see that, when I look at that, I know I wasn't bugging during that time, but when I see it now and then I see people doing live streaming where you can sell products, you know what I'm saying? You can sell products in real time. Like we doing this show right now and we selling this mug. James Harden, you heard he did 10,000 bottles of wine in 8 seconds?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so if you can sell 100,000 of these at $1.
We're gonna talk.
No, I know.
I'm saying, man, you gonna talk.
I'm just saying, like, online while you're doing this.
That's a fact.
You can say, oh, in 30 seconds, we're going to be selling blah, blah, blah. And
click on the link.
You still talking, doing what you want. You be like, oh, yo, Melo, we just did 2 million of those. You're not refuting that. You're like, okay, but this is what's going on. I foresaw that this happening with this happening now because they allowed us to see it. All of the movies we watched from RoboCop, you see RoboCop now. from
It's real RoboCops outside.
Yes, yes.
The robot dogs.
You gotta let us see it first, right? We got real
T-1000s running around in the street.
Nah, it's real ones. Okay, the dog. They, when we see in the movies, they let us see it. Like, remember when they was doing the Matrix? What's different? Flying cars, all of that. It's coming. Why not? It's fun. We should be communicating with the outside people from not here on Earth. Why not? That's fun.
Avatar.
Ooh, no, yo.
Avatar.
Why not? I mean, why not? The technology, the frequency channels are allowing us to be in alignment for us to be able to communicate and to tap in. So, we're living in a time where technology is proven and is showing us that our lives will never be the same.
And we got to embrace it.
Why not? Yeah, it's fun.
Every year something new happens, man, and it's just like you got to adapt, adjust, evolve. You know what I'm saying?
You have no choice. Why not get on a plane?
Get with the times, bro.
You have no choice.
Well, we got to fly now. We flying planes now. Let's get on that moment.
But you have no. My point is, if you're going to be in this space, because we're all going to leave this space, right? And then more kids are going to enjoy. So if you're going to be in this space, why not adapt and adjust and enjoy it? This is what it is. Until you leave this space and go into the next space.
True.
That's just what it is.
We're taking a brief break from today's episode to let you know that Prize Picks got you covered when it comes to help you make some bread.
Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to turn every game-changing moment into 100 times your money. With as little as 4 correct picks, you could turn $10 into $1,000. That's a lot of zeros.
That is crazy. Prize Picks allows you to pick combo projections across football, basketball with specials, so you can support all your teams, while still cashing in.
Yeah, you gotta cash in. Matter of fact, Melo, I got a couple of more or less options for you right now. All right. 4 playoff losses for the Boston Celtics during the whole playoff run. Not just the series, the whole run. Will they have more or less than 4 losses?
More.
There's gonna be some 7-game series in there. Yeah.
As you start getting further and further and further, games get a little bit different. So I would say more.
More or less. 140 game this season. 140 burger for Ant-Man in the postseason. More or less than 1?
More.
I agree. He got the sauce. He's ready. You know what I'm saying? And you see how easy that was, B? That was like real quick. Be sure to visit prospects.com/7pm and use the promo code 7PM for a deposit match up to $100.
Now back to the show.
All right, so boom. Fan curiosity, right?
Take it to another space.
Take it to another space. Boom, another space, another time, another era.
Easy.
Syracuse legend. Heard stories, you know what I'm saying? We got the man himself in the building to confirm or deny. Syracuse legend.
I'm putting my hater blockers on. I'm going on blockers on right now.
Could have been potential Syracuse legend, man.
Listen,
talk about that.
Listen, let me tell you something. And I was so disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I got to tell this story. I was going to Syracuse before Syracuse knew I was going to Syracuse.
Right.
Okay? So you grow up in Coney Island, you play all over the world as a little kid, you go different places, people know you from you being a kid that be like, I want to come and play at your court because I want to play against the best players. You go to camps, you do all of this stuff. Syracuse is the place that you basically say, the Carrier Dome, you got 40,000, you already know that type of energy, that electricity. He know what's up. That's how when he get busy, he got busy the way how he got busy.
Talk to him.
You feel me? So when he step on the stage inside the Garden, that electricity that go through his body, where he feel like nigga, I can do anything. The Garden, he can do anything. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have 40,000 in you to be able to go in the Garden and really do that like that. You know what I'm saying? When you take that shot, when you pull up from anywhere, that's different. That's not for everybody. You feel me? So playing in the Carrier Dome, that's what I was foreseeing as a young dude wanting to feel that energy.
You wanted that.
You see Pearl shaking and baking, doing what he doing. You see those highlights. It's like that's automatic. You got to be inside that. You got to be in that building doing that. My hype, I go to the camps, everything. I go to all the camps, everything. Know all the people, Bernie Fine, everybody. I know everybody. Wayne Morgan, everybody. Benedict Holmes, all of that, everything. These the high school like Dennis. I could have been. They probably could have been on violation because of me.
They was on violation.
They probably could have been on violation because of me, right? From a little kid that just being there, but. This guy, Jim Boeheim, he comes to my house on my homeschool visit. My brothers, they hype, yes, the Q's coming in. We got the Q's on the home visit. My mom, my dad, and my 2 older brothers. This dude, Jim Boeheim, he comes in. Stephon.
Stephon.
He got his nose, he got that little... It's like a, it's Coach,
Yeah, that's Coach.
It's Coach.
Yeah.
And I love Boeheim, but after he didn't bring me there and what he did and how he did this, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to forgive you for this, but it's all good. 5 minutes into the conversation, he talking about Syracuse, and then he goes, well, I just want to let you know we're not going to start you.
Already?
Out the gate, 5 minutes in.
Excuse me?
You come to my crib and tell me.
You could have called me on the phone and told me
that in the letter.
No, this is way serious than a letter. He owed me this. This situation, he owed me this. I wanted to go to Syracuse more than he wanted me to go to Syracuse.
That's a fact.
You feel me?
So when he said that, you didn't say
he told me that he broke my heart.
You didn't have, but he said like, yo, Steph, listen.
He said, you're not going to start. My 2 brothers went just like this. They left. I was like,
what you mean I'm not going to start?
That's my hand of God, yo. They did that. And I was sitting there. I was sitting in one seat. My mom was sitting in another seat. I'm just looking at her. I was like, why you do that?
But you also got to, let me put it in another perspective for everybody. You also got to think how important that was back then. Like, it was only a couple schools that you wanted to have a home visit. Like, when you got Cuse coming into it as a home visit, you got Carolinas coming in a home visit, St. John's at the time coming in home. When them coaches, them big name coaches came to your crib, you knew it was real. You knew it was real. So I just wanted to paint that picture because I told a similar story when Boeheim came to B-more. Right? So go ahead, finish your story.
So I'm standing there, I'm sitting down and I'm just looking at him like, why you do that? Like, why you say that?
First thing.
5 minutes into the conversation, he started talking about the school. Syracuse this, the academics, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, he just come out with this humdinger and go, it just says, oh, and you're not going to start.
Who was there?
Him, Bernie.
No, who's
going to start over you?
I think Michael Lloyd and Lazaro.
Shout out to M. Lloyd. Yeah, Mike Lloyd.
I don't know. I think those guys just came or they was leaving or something. I don't know. And I understood that part. I was okay with not starting like him saying that because I'm like, I just got to go do what I got to do.
Yeah.
But my brothers is like, no, we're not going that route. They got up, they left. I just sat there. I was like, that's the end of that. I was like, I'm not going there.
That was 95.
Right? Yes.
95.
The next day, Georgia Tech came and visit. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought, I mean, I know Coach and I know Boeheim and Crimmins know each other and I know they cool, but I would have thought that these dudes planned this. The next day, Crimmins comes to my house. The first thing he says, I'm going to give you the ball and let you do whatever you want to do. My mother said, now that's what I'm talking about.
Green light.
But knowing Boeheim, he probably put that play in. He probably put that in play.
To this day, I don't know. He got me feeling this way. So when you speak to Coach, you can ask him.
I mean, like, knowing him, like he probably put that in play. He probably hit Crim like, yo,
I'm not gonna do it, so you could do it.
Yeah, yo, you take him though. Like,
I got one of them ones
because I ain't gonna. Yeah, knowing him.
I was like, I wonder if it's. I never got a chance to ask him because I was tight.
And
like,
it was banking on Michael Lloyd at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was Michael Lloyd, AI, Georgetown, going at a 95. You at Tech.
I was so shocked that for the number one recruit at that time
to get turned down.
It wasn't so much it wasn't a turn down. It wasn't what I wanted to hear.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't what my family wanted to hear. At that time, we weren't in that space. College wasn't that important. College was a stepping stone.
We was out.
It was a stepping stone.
Yeah, we was out. That's why he told you that.
It's understandable.
He knew why you was coming there.
I had to let it be known. Yeah. I said before, I'm the only one that told everybody, if I'm a top 5 pick, I'm leaving. I'm not staying in school. He was like, yo, how you just going to tell the whole country that if you're a top 5 pick? I said, bruh, do the math. Look at the guards. Harold Dean, this person, that person. I was like, my chances against playing against all of these dudes are very good. I was like, I can play against them. And I can compete against them and play against them at a high level. If whoever play well and whoever does what they're supposed to do, that's the guard that's going to have the chance to be able to go in the front.
Right.
Did you ever think about that? Did you ever think about like, yo, forget college altogether? I'm going straight to the league.
Man, wasn't going to college.
No, I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to go to the NBA out of high school.
Never even considered it.
First of all, as him, LeBron, KG, Jermaine O'Neal, all of those guys, you got to be 6'6" or higher. For real, you got to be
coming out of high school.
Coming out of high school, it's hard. Guards that are small, coming out, you first of all, the impact that you take from a little guard against NBA players when you play against players, if your body isn't conditioned to absorb that, I don't care how much weight you did as a high school player, it doesn't work. But college, from your freshman year to your senior year in college, when you go through these rigorous programs, your body adjusts during a period of time when you go from freshman year to senior year. So those seniors that are playing against those freshmen, they're getting that same type of impact that an NBA player will give to a guy that's from high school going into the NBA as a guard. So I was able to weigh all of that out. My brothers were like, you ain't ready for that.
Right.
Like you want to go, when you go in, you want to be able to go in where you can dominate and you can play freely. Because when you're on the NBA court, if your body is equipped to play against anybody on the court, it's just basically your preparation and how you prepare and how you score the basketball, how you play the game. So it's completely different as far as how you break it down from the science of basketball.
But you had
that difference.
You had that information being passed on to you. Today.
Through the hierarchy.
It's different.
Yeah, they gone.
So tell me about it, man. Like, what is it today? You know what I mean? Because y'all from that era of like, yo, the OG taught me this and how to move.
I want kids. What I want to bring back to New York I want kids to play more outside.
That was the thing, because listen,
they don't play outside.
I'm 40 years old, B. That's what we did. We went outside and we played outside.
They don't
getting
play
back though.
Yeah, it's getting back.
It's getting back to that.
They gotta play. I wanna the tournaments that you have. They need to play. They need to play outside. You know, yeah, they can play on the hardwood. You know, because now you savor, right? You savor because your knees and playing on concrete, but you need that thickness internally. As part of your core base. You need that inside of your bone density, that structure. That's for your impact landing. When you land, when you jump. You see guards when they jump and they land.
That shit hurt.
When they jump and then they land and then they fall. If guys jump and they land and they fall, they always out of the play. So they always playing 4-on-5. You know what I'm saying? So guy go to the basket and then boom, he always fall. Yeah, you may score, but you on the floor playing 4-on-5. But what about when you don't score when you go to the basket? So that playing in the park, that's one of the things that I got from landing on the concrete, playing in the park. You know what I'm saying? Where you see guys in the NBA, some of them probably never really played in the park the whole time.
Yeah, that's what makes it different.
It's different.
You ain't play on that pavement.
Nah, it's different.
You ain't come on that pavement.
But there's nothing wrong with the kids playing on hardwood as well, because like I said, it's the savor part. Yeah. But they still need balance. Yeah. But they got both.
That's what LeVar Ball said recently.
I heard him get on the sun like, yo, y'all ain't running. Y'all ain't running them hills and shit. Exactly, that's the truth. That was one of the realest things that he said. I listened to him say a lot of stuff, but when he said that, he was like, I know why. Like, I know the structure of what we started out with, but, you know.
Got that power.
It's different. They'll eventually go back.
Everything different.
Look, it's all in the work. It's all in the work. You do the work, it makes it way easier to get on the court and play. Like, we talk about him as a basketball player, as a prolific scorer, right? And, you know, when you can play basketball in the NBA and you carve out your own lane as far as how you play basketball, that's what he's done, right? So he has his own template as a basketball player. He was rewarded as one of the 75 best for players who have done that. That is the uniqueness of being able to do something repeatedly over and over, you know, at the highest level, from study, from concept, from, you know, knowing how people defended you when somebody stole the ball from you, like that'll never happen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of those different things, building that up, that's what he has. And that's that right there on earth for a sport where not many people have played. It's like 47, 5, 9, 8 people who played in the NBA. It's not a lot. It's not even at 5,000.
No, not at all.
So it's a small amount of people that ever existed. Yeah. You know, who was able to do that and will continue on, right? But for you know, me to be able to emulate that same embodiment in doing that, that's what makes it special about playing basketball. Because you can carve out your own identity and be who you want to be.
Man, what was you carving out? Like, just shifting it back to early on in like Minnesota days and playing with Garnett and like going back to those early days of your mindset, which was a lot different than a lot of guards at that time. Let alone players, basketball players. Nobody had your mindset that you had. Like, you was completely different focus. So to go to Minnesota with somebody that you was with through high school, close friends with, that mindset of both of y'all going to Minnesota.
We talked about it. We talked about playing with each other. We talked about, you know, us winning championships, you know, playing basketball together and winning championships. And when I went to Minnesota, you know, I was so happy to go there, to be playing with him and to be, you know, hooping with somebody who I spoke with and I said, yo, I wanna play with you and build, and then we go to Minnesota. It's great playing. But now I'm 19 years old and I'm living where there's 6% black people, and it snows, it's 10,000 lakes, it's cold, it's like 40 below every day in the wintertime. You know, it's black ice. It's so many different challenges in the life of how you live. And, you know, this is a place where I wasn't familiar with. I wasn't used to it. I grew up in a melting pot in New York, you know, where it's black, white, Chinese, Puerto Rican, all different type of people that I grew up with. And then I leave, I go to school in Atlanta, where it's predominantly black people, you know, when I go to Georgia Tech. And then now I leave school and now I go to Minnesota where, you know, it's predominantly white people. And, you know, during this time, you know, when I get there, it was the summertime because it's after the draft and it was beautiful, it was nice, you know, the weather. But then as things started to change, I was like, man, it's really cold.
It's brick out there. That's where it's different.
I was like, this is serious. I was like, this is not. And I lived in Coney Island near the water.
That's a different type of cold.
I was like, this is different.
Yeah. That shit hit different, bro.
So, and it's not changing. This is not changing. This is consistent. This is everyday consistency.
It's not a cold front. It's just cold.
It's what it is.
It's cold as shit.
It's different.
There, bro.
So, and now I'm there for my first year. And it's cool. I'm like, I weather it. I play. We make it to the playoffs. This is the first time in franchise history. They never made it to the playoffs before. My first year, we make it. Okay, we rolling, man. KG, we balling. Second year come, I have so many incidents. I almost died like 5 or 6 times. Like I'm driving over a bridge. I hit black ice. I spin out. And no cars coming. I'm in a car looking both ways, just praying like, thank you, God, no cars was coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it not only happened one time, it happens another time. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this.
So that wasn't affecting on court, though.
No, this had nothing to do with court.
Yeah.
Nothing. You look at how we played from when I left, you won't see nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing. So
it was just the environment.
Yes, it was just I couldn't. I didn't.
The city, not the.
I told them. I said, look, this has nothing to do with the team or the people. The fans are dope.
Yeah.
You look at the games in Minnesota when Edwards they in the game. They are passionate.
Always been like that.
It's love.
Yeah.
It's all love, and my love for Minnesota is still the same. It never changed.
That was an exciting ass. You and KG was an exciting.
It was crazy
duo, man. Like
and what I tried to express and explain was I was like, look, this has nothing to do with my decision. Because what I did was I went to Glenn Taylor. I went to the owner and I said, Mr. Taylor, I said, look, you guys have been nothing but nice to me. You drafted me. I said, but in the free agent market, when the time come, I said, it's best for you to try to trade for me to get something from me than to let me walk and become a free agent.
You was working with them. But they was taking it a different way.
That's how I went to them. Kevin McHale, he didn't like it. He was mad. We was building something. And now I understand and I get it. But at the time, I'm like, there's no way I can be here 2 days later. I'm all of these different things. I cannot be selfish, jealous of Kev. I'm like, what? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't make the same amount of money. So you mad? I'm like, you guys, I said, there's a ceiling over our head. There's literally a cap. There's no making no more money. There's no more making 200, 300 million. No, that's over with. That was killed. So with that in mind, if that is killed and we know that that's killed, you only can offer me what you can offer everybody else. Right. Iverson, all of the people that were up, that Kobe, that was signing for max contracts. So we all got the same amount of money. It's all max.
It was already tiered off.
If I was going to New Jersey or if I was going to Oklahoma,
was tiered off, yeah.
It's the same money. It's no different. So it made no sense. You know what I'm saying?
The narrative.
But I understood how people felt. And I was still able to have compassion towards fans feeling a certain way and people feeling a certain way. And as I've gotten older and moved past it, I really get it. I was like, I would be mad too. If I see what I'm watching and I'm looking at this in the Midwest, we never won and now we're winning and then now all of a sudden this guy's going to leave because he says it's cold.
And we built this around you.
They were building it around us.
I would have been in a press conference like, yo, my car spun out like 8 times, y'all.
I didn't do that.
Almost died.
I didn't
Big Bro was that? Big Bro was Big Dog was
I didn't, and I didn't do that. And I think maybe, I think maybe I should have shared more of my experiences instead of it just being the way I was. And then it was kind of like when it went sideways, it was like, well, this spun all the way out. There's no explaining. Nobody doesn't want to hear anything. It's all good though, because at the end of the day, every experience, I got to really learn something through all of them. And I thank God now because, at 47 years old and experience, I was one of the guys, I went to play in the Midwest. So I got fans in Minnesota. Then I went to play in New Jersey. I got fans in New Jersey. Then I left from New Jersey. I went to the Suns. So I got fans in the West Coast, the Suns. And then I left and went to New York. And then I went and capped it off and went to Boston.
You're the beloved son, though. Like, this is what I'm saying.
It's beautiful.
And this is why I appreciate you, like, coming on the show and, like, saying, like, yo, I want to talk to Champ to see what this is about, because I really wanted people, for one, to see us have a conversation. Myself and you, we endured some of the same shit here in New York. And to come back full circle and to be able to be loved the way that I would say you and I are loved in this city.
100.
Now, it makes it worth it. It makes the booze worth it. It makes the
they call me Boo Berry, yo. That's different. That's different. Say, Can you imagine walking to the game and you go on the court, Boo Berry?
What you went through.
Right, but check this out, right? So they start out the game going Boo Berry, but at the end of the game, they go on Marbury because they like, yo, the security guard told my brother was just telling me, he was like, yo, the security guard was like, yo, Steph went on the court, they was calling him Boo Berry, he came out and gave him 40.
That's a real New York shit.
He said he gave him 40, and Steph walked off the court like,
Boo what?
Yeah. The trash bags.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's why. That's that fuel, though.
No, but you didn't feel like that at that time.
No, the way you was playing, when you was getting on the court, you was going harder because you knew what it was. That's how they get you to play.
Fuck these niggas.
That's how they get you to hoop. They get you to hoop like that.
And it's one of them guys that was in the stands like, hey, you like, yo, fucking tighten up.
I was the one that other players. I'm the one at the game like, yo, what's up? I ain't come in for that. I fed growing up. I ain't come in for that, son. I took the train.
So touching on that, man, like y'all, both of y'all, you know what I'm saying, respectively, are New York Knicks like hometown heroes, man. Like y'all careers is lauded. Everybody say hindsight's 2020. So y'all come back to the Garden, y'all get nothing but love.
A piece of fabric, as Wes said. You know, that's who we are.
Absolutely.
We're a piece of fabric. And I told somebody, I was like, yo, I didn't take nobody. I ain't take this team to the finals or win play. I said, this is just from grit and grind, going on the court, entertaining. I was the entertainer.
Comprehension.
Period. I was the entertainer. That's what the love is for. It's not for the getting to the finals like Allen Houston and them. They got their love. We got our love. You got your period of time when your love was that love. I got my love when my love was that love. Like George Hart and Brunson, they got their love right now.
Right.
And it's beautiful to see. You know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that I get the chance to cheer that on and champion, you know, to see those guys. Because with those three kids from Villanova, it's a beautiful nucleus, man.
And you had said, you had mentioned that Jalen Brunson deserves
he should be in the MVP talk. He's in the space. He got the right mind frame, and they're winning. So they're winning, and he's in the right mind space as far as doing what's needed to push my team forward, right? Not only is he pushing his team forward, but he's pushing them forward with him playing the game the way how he plays it, which is the right way, and he has his teammates gathering around him doing it. Even with Randall out, they was down by 20 in the Garden. You know it's hard. It's hard to come back. It can come on, but the energy it just transferred, and then he just start going. Like that is MVP style stuff. Like same thing with the kid Shea from Oklahoma. Yeah. He's having an MVP season as well. Luka, like right now, I feel like those guys are making a dash for it right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They all pushing. They're having some elite games. And to be a part of that right now is something that I want to be a part of. The Knicks are my team. I grew up watching that team. To be able to have for us to be on the same page, you know what I'm saying? On the same page, being able to come to the game, support, show love, mix and mingle with the people, talk to people in a real space. They only saw me in basketball space. Right. They never see me in this space in the Garden.
It's needed though, man. It's needed for it's needed for you to be back in the Garden. for so many reasons.
Mm.
And we don't have to go into those reasons, but it's needed for you to be back in there, your energy to be back in the Garden and to start building those relationships back up where the players can see, oh, this is Steph. Like, we need that energy back. Like, for me, as a fan, I need that energy for you.
Thank you.
Being able to come back, that's fucking Steph. Like, fuck everything else.
Yeah,
like, man, he did what he had to do.
That's Starbury, nigga. At the end of the day,
I just want that appreciation. It's a lot of players. Absolutely.
Yes, appreciate that, for real.
It's a lot of players that I would say that are in our bubble.
Yes.
Right. And I say this makeup because this is a different type of makeup. This is a different cloth that shit was cut from. So, and it's other players that's cut from that cloth too that don't get what they deserve. And they shy away from it because nobody's pulling them towards it. So now that everybody can meet at different points of life, he meeting at a totally different point in life. We meeting at a totally different point in life. The city meeting at a totally different point in life. This is the tradition. You can't keep skipping over me and Steph and then keep going back to Clyde and them. Like, that's the lineage, but what happens, what's everybody in between that?
Legacy's a story.
Right,
man.
and I think that needs to go for all the teams in the NBA. Like, we got to start tapping back to that lineage and that tradition of who was really here. Like, we got to start supporting that shit. And man, we got to put pressure on them organizations to do that.
You're part of, like, as I said, you're part of the fabric. And being part of the fabric, you contribute some type of entertainment in a form where people were excited. They have a positive day after that. They talked about it the next day at work. They read about it. They were there. They lived in that moment. And, being a New York Knicks fan, they say we're the most fickle fans in the world. One day we can love you, the next day we can hate you. I know. I'm as bad as only as a Knicks fan, because you always want your team to win, and you go through so many different phases of making excuses for the team and getting on the team. But when you're a part of the fabric, as you are and I am, and you're supporting the team, that energy will allow them to continue to propel, us gassing them on the sideline.
Absolutely.
That gas is real.
But we have to be there.
Yeah, we will.
Because they don't know that. They don't know that energy. Like,
we will.
To your point, we grew up watching teams and watching players and fuck that. What the fuck are you doing? Like, man, go do that. We come here to see a fucking show.
Yep.
If I came to see him, I want to see a show. I know what I'm here to see.
Period.
You get what I'm saying?
Period.
So they need to see that now. You know what I mean? It's like the energy is coming back around that.
Just us putting that energy out.
Yeah.
It's start, the manifestation is already started.
Absolutely, indeed.
And me being there and you being there and them wanting me there and wanting us to do that, to push New York, it's crazy. They're gonna be doing something, in China in the future. And I think you'll be perfect to be one of the people that come to represent and do that.
Yeah, we making our way over there with you, Chan.
That's
coming over
nice.
the waters. Over the waters.
It's different. It's nice.
Y'all both obviously staples of the Knicks. You'll get mad love when you come back. But in the playing days, the exits wasn't, exactly smooth. You know what I mean? How do you get past that to the point where you are now, where you sitting at the Garden and you getting all that love?
Well, for me, I understood before I got to the New York Knicks who the New York Knicks were. So being a New York kid and watching it, seeing it, reading about it with other players I can remember watching from Dave Checkers and Pat Riley back in the days. So I'm that kid that had those experiences growing up for the Knicks. Being one of those dudes like, man, Checkers is gonna pick me. You know what I'm saying? So when you see how things play out, it could be for good or it could be for bad. But when it's for the good, when you're in New York, you know what it is. And I chose to live on that side, although I knew that it could be bad as well. when I ended my relationship with the Knicks, I was mad and I was upset and I was frustrated because that's my team.
Right.
Not so much of what happened and what went on as far as, when I was playing and when I wasn't playing. I had my part in the things that I did as well. So I take my responsibility of the things that I didn't do correct as far as being one of the leaders of the team. But as I grow and I learn and I go to, another team in China and, all of the things that I experienced and what I went through from, playing in the NBA and especially the Knicks, I was able to reverse all of the things that I didn't do well. I was able to transfer it and do something that was really positive and good for my team that I was playing for, right, so that we could win championships. Because that's all it was at the end of the day. I'm in my 30s. I'm like, that's what I want to do. So after winning and going through all of what I went through and receiving the accolades that I received in China, I was able to transfer that over to something positive and looking at New York as that was something that I was supposed to go through. So I could grow through it, to be able to be here, to be able to accept the love that they showing me right now. So God, wrote it exactly the way how it was supposed to be written. For him, to me, to show people like, trust me, you may not agree, but this is right here proof. Because I couldn't, in New York, you can't make nobody clap for you in New York. They can't, the announcer can't be like, yo, everybody clap and give it up for, that don't work like that.
Not even on the train when they're like,
nothing, no jump.
It don't go like that.
Yo, if you like this backflip clap,
exactly.
Fuck out of here.
So for me, to be able to be in that space and to be able to receive that applause, it just, for my heart, what it did, it made me feel like I'm finally home. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I could do business here in America. I could do business with people in New York. I could come to the game like it was all over with. But, again, I had to go through what I went through and going to China, learning what I had to learn to be able to, put myself in a situation where I could communicate on that level.
That's enlightenment.
Yo, that's it, bro. You said it, bro. It's growth. You know what I mean? It's going through some bullshit and coming out on the other end being like, hey, look, I went through this bullshit and it taught me a lot. And now I'm back with a clear head.
And I was the cleanup hitter to him when I look back at it. Right? So I'm looking at it, nah, this is what's going on over there. Like the whole world is looking at that. Yo, this is what's going on over there. Nah, and everybody's like, I'm not fucking with that. I'm not. That shit is crazy in New York. That organization is crazy. So when it's my time, I'm just sitting and looking like, I know the Mecca is calling me. Like it takes a certain player to deal with that. But I know from growing up in it, so I know what to expect. I know the people. I know how to move around. You get what I'm saying? It's just a different energy that I wanted. And also I was trying to hit that curve from a business aspect. Like, okay, I ain't doing this forever. I'm not going to be doing basketball. I don't know what I got to figure out, but I know that's going to help me get to what I need to figure out. So when I came, I was so adamant, like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm taking that challenge. But I'm a student. I'm looking at not only him, I'm looking at how they treated Jeter, how A-Rod coming through. I'm looking at football guys. I'm looking at how everybody who wore the white hat in New York teams, how they was handled, how they was mishandled. I'm taking all of that information. So for me, I was just like, you know what? No matter what the fuck happens, I know today if I score 40 and we win, I'm the best thing since sliced bread. I know tomorrow if I score 40 and we lose, I'm the worst thing. You get what I'm saying? I'm selfish. I'm a bad locker room guy. I'm bad on the bus, like all type of shit. So I was very aware of all of that, which is why I always kept it the same. I'm always speak to everybody. I'm gonna speak to every media member out there. Whatever the fuck is in the article, I'm gonna speak on it. I'm a man up to it, and I'm gonna keep it moving. If shit go down, I ain't saying nothing. Because I know I'm gonna go out there and I gotta do what I gotta do because of the pressures of being talked about, barked on, shitted on, hated on, but I still gotta go out here and perform.
Right.
These motherfuckers only care about performance and winning. That's it. Fuck what everybody else is saying. So I knew that. I was very much aware of that. And I also knew the truth. So when you know the truth, you ain't got to speak on it. You don't speak on the truth. And I know we spoke about timing before, this and that, but it was God gave me a time.
Yeah, that moment.
You gonna speak when you gonna speak, and it may not be how you want to speak it.
In that moment.
But you gonna speak it. It may be other ways that information come out.
Right.
It ain't gonna be a media member talking to you. Like he's showing me all of this. And I had to be patient and just take what was coming along with that. Still knowing the truth though. Still knowing the truth.
When I look at what went on with you during that time, and then when you ended up playing in Portland.
At the end.
When I seen you playing in Portland, I said he's free. Again, he's back to playing his style of basketball. You was just free because I watched it and I see it and I know it's frustrating. I mean, I left. So you guys, like Iverson, he stayed. You stayed. You didn't go nowhere else. And, you thugged it. You stayed working. Okay, to play in the NBA, it's harder playing in China because if you're trying to play in the NBA, you're not going to play 25, 30 minutes right away straight.
Right.
When you go to China or other places, you play right away. You play a lot because, you're the best player right away. But when you're playing on teams where they're really good, it's going to take time to adjust. You got to learn. It's a whole process. So you figured out a new role. You figured out a new way how to be happy while you were on the court. That's what I saw. I didn't talk to you. I didn't see you. But from me watching you, from me knowing you, from seeing you and Bron from when y'all was younger, D-Wade, seeing you in that space playing in Portland, I just was like, wow, I watched this dude just pretty much not get a chance to go play basketball and this dude can score 25, 30. How do you not want that? But that's not what God wanted.
Yeah, I felt that energy though.
Yeah, he didn't want that.
I felt that energy, which is why I went and got 00. And I put peace on the back of my jersey because I really was at peace when I was in Portland.
See?
Like the 00 wasn't just the 00. Like that was the infinity number. You get what I'm saying? That's what the 00 was for. So peace is infinite. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's never ending peace. So I had that on the back of my jersey and my energy I was carrying that. I was carrying that peace, which is why that energy was being put out to the world where I wasn't even speaking to my brother.
That's beautiful.
And he felt that. And he felt that energy.
So, yeah, that's how I look. I mean, I wear number 3 because of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Indeed.
That's why I wear number 3. That's why my oldest brother, Eric, started wearing number 3. It's Trinity. And, what you were displaying, not scoring and doing all of that.
The aura.
You was free.
It was a relief.
Yeah, you was free. I could see it when I was watching. I said, oh yeah, he's back in this space. And, there's no better place. Like Kyrie, you look at Kyrie, he's free on the court right now. It's no space or place like it in the NBA when you're hooping without all of that noise. Like that's noise, not dealing with your family and dealing with all the people that you deal with, and it's when you can't get on the court and you can't be free in your own free will access that's for you and only for you, and that guy who's a player is for him to do that. And then now you guys get to get on the court and do what it is that you're gonna do.
It's music.
That's when the symphony comes out, right? Bring out, as Jamal Crawford said, bring out the band. Bring out the band. Bring it out. Bring it out the band. Bring out the band.
Look, speaking of bands and squads, you know what I mean? Listen, man, a little bit of a hot seat, you know what I mean? But 2004, man, the infamous Olympic team. Even Jada was like, yo, what's good, Daddy? What y'all doing out here?
We
you know
lost.
what I'm saying? Like, what?
Period.
I want to just hear from y'all. You know what I'm saying?
We
like,
lost. We
Hear
didn't.
from somebody else. You hear from me.
We lost. We didn't have Larry Brown wanted to coach the team like it was the 76ers, but it was the dream team. It wasn't, it wasn't the
It was a Joe Ratliff out there, man.
It was crazy because we came and the practice is cool, but we don't play the same way as Aaron McKee and Eric Snow.
Right.
It's different roles. It's not the same way. So, that adjustment. And we wasn't really ready. During that time period, it was a lot going on in the world with the war. We didn't even know where we were going to be staying at first. We was like, we're going to be staying on the Queen Mary 3. Like, how did that happen?
What is that, a hotel?
It's a boat.
What is that?
Dude, the boat was the Queen Mary 3 during the time. This is when Iraq with everything was going on with war. They had divers underneath the boat 24 hours monitoring just to make sure that nothing would go down. Like, that's how we were living, on a boat, dude. Like,
and then they want you to go out there and drop 40.
No casino action. There was no life. It was like just the boat, food, and these cabins. That's it. But, Larry Brown, I think during that time, I think he was in a space trying to prove himself. And, we just didn't play. We didn't play to win. We played like we was trying to do our best to finish this and go home.
Was it considered Queen Mary?
Why you laughing?
I'm laughing because I know what the fuck was going on. I know the shit that I took from that. But I also know the shit that he was dealing with.
I don't even want to go in and talk about it. I was the whipping boy.
Cause you,
dude, I was the real whipping boy. Yo, like I'm gonna pick on him. Like I was that dude.
They picked a side. I got him. You got him.
Anyway, that was. It was. I'm gonna leave it at this. Cause I gotta go, but I'm gonna leave it at this.
Gotta go.
It was good for basketball globally. We lost in 2004. It was good for basketball globally that we didn't win. Okay, and then the redeem team. Now they gonna call. We the redeem team. I was like, there we go. The redeem. Y'all got everybody. All of a sudden, Kobe wants to play. All of a sudden, Warren's gonna play. Melo was playing Wayland. I was like, look at this. And then you're gonna go get a college coach. You're gonna go get Coach K. Really? You're gonna go get a guy who really do this. Like college is FIBA, basically. College is FIBA rules. So you go get a go, and then they got time to practice, and they all together. I was like,
we was going together 2 weeks in Jacksonville. 2 weeks.
Listen, chicken. Man.
Listen, man, it's just one last.
I tell you, I tell you like this: if you got a Super Bowl halftime show, I guarantee you they're not going to start prepping a month before the Super Bowl. I'm just going to leave it at that. All right? I don't think Jay going to go out like that. Jay going to be, nah, man, we not doing it like that. No way. No way, son.
I ain't going for a step.
One month is crazy.
No. Come on, son.
A world tour.
Stop it. You're not going to say we're going to do the Super Bowl in 1 month. We start prepping and planning. No, son. They're going to go back to Living Color. They going back to Living Color at halftime. Chill out, man. Word up.
Yo.
Nah, but how will y'all end it? Because y'all gonna have me late. I'll come back.
That's your shit. That's your shit.
See? That's why they had them fucked up back then. That's why they got them fucked up.
I'm simple.
Nah, we got one more question for you.
Go ahead.
Isaiah Thomas recently made a statement that he feels like you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I agree. I think we all know what you've done for the game here. I think you don't get enough credit for what you've done for the game globally and connecting those dots and building those bridges. Like when you hear somebody like Zeke make a comment like that, and we know Zeke a lot different than a lot of other people who know Zeke.
Zeke is Zeke.
When he's stepping out there in saying a comment like that?
How
does that make you feel?
I tell you like this. So, me and Zeke, we had our thing, whatever. I seen Zeke. He lived right behind me. I was driving, he was going in, and I was coming in. He pulled over, I pulled over. We both got out of the car. We just looked at each other. We both started crying, and we hugged each other. And that was it. And he was like, don't come back.
Yeah, he'll tell you that quick. Yeah, quick.
Stay there. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing something that none of us never did. Stay there. Keep building. It's like, all right. So once that was some years back, once that energy came back, because I used to speak to him for hours before games, after games. We got at least 1,000 to 2,000 hours of phone time in. I'm milking his brain, everything, teaching me, telling me all of the game. And when I heard him say that on TV, my friend from Hong Kong, dude that helped me get my Hong Kong ID, he said, I was so shocked when I heard Isaiah Thomas advocating for you to go to the Hall of Fame. He said, oh, you're definitely going to the Hall of Fame. If that guy said something about you, you guys hate each other. I was like, no, we don't hate each other. And then I explained to him, he was like, oh, I didn't know that happened between you two. I said, yeah, I didn't broadcast that. I talked to him and we seen each other and blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, it wasn't a broadcast to the whole world. He was like, man, when he said that, because he's like well respected in basketball, he's been commentating, doing all of the things that he's done, and he knows his body of work. And I was like, look, he spoke how he felt from a perspective of what's been done basketball globally, not just the NBA, because that's not the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame is basketball. What was your impact on earth during the time that you were here? What did you contribute towards the game? And my contribution from a little kid has been, nothing but on that path. And, not speaking about me scoring 28 in the NBA. That's hard. That's 36 points every night on the clock.
That's a fact.
Period. That's what's going up. For 8 years, we could just throw 36 up there.
Yeah.
If I'm bringing that and I'm doing that historically, not a year, 2 years. That's different when you do it 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Consistently.
That's consistent in the NBA. That's real work. To be in the same measurement of Oscar Robertson, and solely being there during a period of time for, just him and I. Like, that is work. Like, and I told somebody, I was like, sometimes people get the person mixed up with the personality when it comes to me, because I'm okay with voicing my views and my points in real time, and you can catch it 5, 10, 20 years later. I'm okay with that. And talking about what happens and what's happening in the now as we live. If I feel like I'm not coming from a place of malice and it's all love, I can share it. You know what I'm saying? And for him to say what he said about my game, I was just like, I'm blessed. I said, Isaiah Thomas stamped me. If you don't want to put me in the Hall of Fame, the person, put the numbers in.
Yeah. You should be in the Hall of Fame.
100%.
You deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Your impact in the game of basketball, culturally, from a young kid all the way up to right now. That body of work globally should be a no-brainer why Stephon Marbury is not in the Hall of Fame. So I'm advocating for you.
Appreciate that.
We all advocating for
That's
you.
love.
And it's good to see you come back to the soil, come back to the Mecca. You done traveled all around the world. You done experienced around the world.
Yes, sir.
No doubt.
All roads lead back to the Mecca.
No doubt.
So I want to say we appreciate you. 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
Thank you, baby.
Starbury.
You know what
my
it is.
co-host, the human do-rag, flip-flop, whatever
Yeah,
the fuck you say this shit.
Hey, man, listen,
7
I just
in
gotta say,
the E, baby. 7 in the E.
yeah, man, you know what time it is,
7
man.
in the
And I
E.
just gotta say one thing, as a young kid growing up in the Bronx, man, you know what I mean, that had hoop dreams, seeing you do it, you know what I mean, and take it to where you took it, inspired a lot of people, man, especially me in particular, man, but I ain't never get there, you know what I'm saying? But just watching you, seeing you do it, made it a possibility. You know what I mean? This ain't a dream. This could happen. You know what I'm saying? If you put your mind to it, if you put your heart and your soul into it, it can happen, man.
It's all things are possible when you trust the Most High. My sister said, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. My mother said, he will give you more than your heart desire. I thought that I was going to play basketball and, you know, win championship. I never in my life in a million years thought that a black kid from Coney Island will go to Beijing where there are 30 million people in the capital, 1.5 to 1.6 billion people that live in China, and put a statue of me, 2 statues, a museum. For me, I'm like, nah, you lying. You on that Vaseline.
No Vaseline. You know what time it is, baby, every Thursday. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You put a Carmelo, and of course.
That's the new one. You on that Vaseline. No Vaseline. You on that Vaseline.
You on that Vaseline. Come on, father.